Hello everyone, welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. I'm just out here at this park and with this really nice lake behind me. Just noticed there's a fountain over there as well. As many of you know, I do love fountains. So yeah, let's get straight into this topic. We are talking about, is the narcissist happy with their new supply? And yeah, I mean, if you ask them, of course they're going to tell you that they're happy without you, that they're in a much better situation, that they've moved on, they don't need you anymore. Yeah, of course they're going to tell you that. And they will try to conceal what is really happening. They will try to hide that from you. But it really is an illusion. It's very different to how you think it is. Everything looks better on the outside. Like when you look at people's relationships on social media, they look so much better than they actually are in real life. And Dr. Ramani said before, the better a relationship looks on social media, the more dysfunctional it is in real life. So that should tell you everything you need to know. It isn't real. But yes, they do get an adrenaline rush in the beginning from meeting someone new. But it's not the same kind of happiness that we experience. But maybe in their minds, that's their idea of happiness. But even then, it doesn't last long. It's only a matter of time until they begin to devalue them. And then, before you know it, here they come running back to you. They're hoovering you. They're trying to come back to you again. And that's how you know that it isn't real. It's temporary. It's fake, just as it was with you. It's just escapism. It's a distraction from the unpleasant reality. It's self-medication. And sometimes it can be like a drug to them, where they get addicted to the highs and lows, just as we do. They get trauma bonded too. But yeah, to answer the question, is the narcissist happy with their new supply? It really depends on what you define as happiness. If we're looking at it from what we would agree on as our definition of happiness, then no, they're not happy. But if it's their version of it, based on what they think happiness is, then yes, they are happy, at least in that moment. But their emotions are very shallow as well. They could be having the best day of their lives, and then suddenly one little thing goes wrong and they get mad, they blow up. I'm sure you remember that from your relationship with them. They were always angry about something. It's like you couldn't do anything right. Even if you planned out everything perfectly, they always found something wrong with it. They have these insatiable desires that can never be fulfilled. If they couldn't be happy with you after everything you did for them, how could they be happy with someone else? Because most people aren't going to be willing to do what you did for them. Most people aren't going to tolerate all of that abuse. So yeah, even if we base it on their version of happiness, it doesn't last long. It's just temporary relief. And then they just go back to normal, to how they normally feel. I mean, you've only got to look back at your own relationship with them, because that will tell you what you need to know about how things are going with them and their new supply. Because nothing changes. As I said before, it's a cycle. You've got the love bombing, the devaluation, and the discard. So they love bomb you in the beginning, and then it makes you want to reciprocate. It makes you want to compliment and praise them and make them feel good, which is their idea of happiness. But then before you know it, you've got the devaluation and the discard, and then it's all over. And then before you know it, they're idealizing someone else. They think they found a better situation. They think the grass is greener on the other side. They found a bigger, better deal, their next shiny new toy. But then it's only a matter of time until the same thing happens again. It just never ends. And the reason why it never ends is because they're too busy pointing the finger at everyone else instead of taking accountability and realizing that they are the cause of their own problems. But they never do that. Because they're very lazy, they don't want to do the work, and they don't like being vulnerable. They don't like to look at themselves and question if they're doing something wrong, because then that means they have to deal with the shame of making a fault or mistake, and then they have to deal with the consequences. And if there are two things that narcissists do not want to do, those are it. But that's really it. I mean, how can someone be happy when they're lying to themselves, when they refuse to take accountability for where they find themselves, when they blame everyone? How can someone like that ever be happy? They can't. Just as they lied to themselves with you, they're going to lie to themselves with someone else. So it's all fake. It's a fantasy. So yeah, in my opinion, they never experience the true depths of happiness that we can. But it's their idea of happiness, which just all revolves around themselves. It's got nothing to do with connecting to someone, because they don't want to be vulnerable. It's very painful for them, so it's nothing to do with that. Got this car for just 2 or 3 more days. BMW M4. It's a great car, very fast, and Nala is in here today as well. Here she is. Alright, that's all I've got to say for this video. I'd just like to thank you all for joining me. And if you would like to support our community, please give this video a thumbs up right now down below. Again, thank you all, and you all have a great day.